Hi everyone! Today I'm doing a long-awaited video that I'm excited to do because I'm going to talk about my son's progress with his ADHD, his carnivore diet, and school. So, school has been a challenge for my son ever since basically school was a thing in his life. And if you want to know more about that, please watch my previous videos. But generally speaking, in preschool, he started having meltdowns, and then all throughout elementary school, he really struggled both academically and behaviorally because of his ADHD diagnosis and some other things. And now he's in high school. He's a sophomore in high school. We started him on a carnivore diet in February of 2024. It is now the end of August, so he's been on that diet for 7 months. Honestly, the previous school year, we saw a lot of improvements. Again, I've got videos about those improvements. I mean, amazing improvements. I'm so glad we did this. But school was not something that we saw a huge improvement in. And so I wondered, after, summer break, coming back to school with all of this time now under his belt on this diet, if we would notice any improvement at all. And so we've been in school now for about 3 weeks. And here's what I can tell you. So for one thing, after about a week, they changed his schedule around. And because of that, he was missing assignments in both classes where he was moved to the new class because they had been doing assignments for that first week. And the teacher didn't realize automatically that he was a new student in there. And so in both of those classes, just marked all those assignments as missing, 0, missing, 0, missing, 0. Grade F, right? And so I log into the parent portal and I notice this and I say to him, what's going on with these zeros and Fs? And at this time, I didn't know that, he had switched classes or anything. So he informs me, well, they switched my schedule. I'm new in these classes, but here's the kicker. He had already spoken to both of those teachers, and they had agreed that they were going to excuse him from those assignments, and it looked like they just hadn't done it yet. And so he had already handled it. So in the past, what would have happened? He would have pretended that he did not know what I was talking about. Not only did he know what I was talking about, he had been in the student portal, seen his grades, and then addressed it with those teachers before I ever checked and spoke to him about it. So that is a huge improvement. Then he followed up with those teachers, and sure enough, all of that has been remedied. He's gotten that fixed. And then as the assignments have continued in those classes, he's now turning those things in. So awesome, right? Now, who knows? We're only 3 weeks in, right? The semester is long. Report cards, final grades won't happen until December. Another thing that happened. So he's taking Algebra 2. And a couple days ago, he came out about 7:30 p.m. and he said, "Hey, Mom, you said you're good at Algebra 2, right?" And I'm like, 30 years ago. It's been a while. And he said, because I have a test tomorrow and I don't understand what's going on. Like, I don't understand any of it. And so I proceeded to go back to his room. I looked at his notes. First of all, he had taken notes. He had the notes. Like in the past, no notes. His notes were taped in to his notebook, not willy-nilly every which way in his backpack on the floor, unfilled out, whatever. They were neatly taped into his notebook. The ones that weren't, he had done, there was like a couple pages of notes that weren't, and that's because he knew he didn't understand them and he wanted to keep them out so he would remember these are the ones, but he had them right there. He didn't have to look. He had everything ready for me. Like, here is what the test is on. Here's the notes. Here's example problems. Here's the classwork. Like, he had it ready for me in a pile, organized. He knew where it all was. So in the past, it was like, where's this? Where's that? I don't know. I guess I'll have to get another one. And then weeks would go by. He would never get another one. Or maybe he would get another one. He might do it or he might lose it again. Like, he had all of his stuff. We sat and worked together for an hour and a half, and it was a kind of a collegial, collaborative situation where I was looking at the practice problems and notes, kind of explaining to him how to do it. We would both try to work out the problem. We would compare the answers. We would figure out maybe where we had made mistakes, right? And we went through until it was about 9 p.m. And then I could just see, like, right, I'm a teacher too, although I do teach elementary school. He was done. He was done. So I said, okay, so, we're going to go to school tomorrow. You're going to do your best on this. In fact, we took him early, hoping he could get a little extra help, but that didn't work out. And after the test, I asked him, like later that day, that when he took the test, this was just yesterday, fresh, hot off the presses. He said, I felt really confident about everything except the inequalities. So the test has not been graded yet. I will let you know, but oh my gosh, is that a night and day difference? So let me tell you how it used to be. It used to be he was, failing a class already. Like I would look, he was failing. He owed umpteen assignments, right? Because time went by. I'm trying to give the Cliff Notes version, but time would go by. He's got all these missing assignments. And I would say, today, let's do these 4 assignments or whatever. And then I would say, do you need help? And he would be angry. He would be like, I know, I already know. Giving me attitude and angry with me, like as if it's my fault that he's missing all of his work, blaming everyone but himself. And he would refuse help. No, no, no. And then he would go play video games. Like he wouldn't do it. Even though I would try to chunk it up and say, look, I know you're missing, 12 things, but let's focus on these. Yeah, no. And he would refuse help. He knew he had a test. He knew he had a test ahead of time in this new situation. And he came and asked for help, and he accepted help, and it went well. Night and day difference, right? Now, of course, he should have asked for help sooner. Like there's things he could have improved on there, right? He should have told his teacher along the way that he wasn't understanding. He should have tried to get some tutoring. He should have, lots of things. He should have told me sooner, right? But the fact that he did that little bit that he did, like probably to many people, that's like normal. But for me, that's an earth-shattering improvement over the way it used to be. And I hope that it's going to get better. I pointed it out like, well, now you're struggling. Maybe you need to ask for help a little sooner. And he didn't get angry that I said that. He just was like, yeah, you're right. So hopefully he will do that. I think he will. We'll see. So that's the couple of school updates I can give you that have happened within the first 3 weeks of school. And here's a bonus update. His birthday's coming up. He's turning 16 in just a little over a week here. And a few days back, I said, so your birthday's coming up. What restaurant would you like to go to for your birthday? Because that's usually what we do. And now, even though now he's on Carnivore, I didn't want to change his birthday tradition, right? And his response was, I don't know, what restaurant could we go to that would support me with this Carnivore thing, or that would fit in with this Carnivore thing? So I thought that was pretty cool, you guys. And once we have his birthday and a little more school is under his belt, I will definitely update you guys again on how it's going. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. And now it's time for me to go and meet some wellness. One kiddo who is improved significantly on the carnivore diet at a time. Bye, everybody.